Make your next move with American Express Business Platinum. You'll get 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. Plus, enjoy access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection. And with the welcome offer of 150,000 points, your business can soar to all new heights. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum. Amex Business Platinum. Built for business by American Express.
Build a routine with Ollie that supports your wellness needs, like getting your daily vitamins and minerals with Ollie's multi-gummies, or keeping your mood upbeat with all the vitamin D in Hello Happy. Give your gut health some support with probiotics, and wake up feeling refreshed after taking Ollie Sleep. Do wellness on your terms. Find Ollie at a Walmart or Target near you or at ollie.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Welcome to I Don't Need an Acting Class with Milton Justice.
It's interesting, Teo, my roommate Teo, got into a class at Juilliard, an extension class, and they will learn everything they need to learn about acting. It's a 6-week class that meets on Monday nights for 2 hours, so that's clear. And it's like my class in active analysis, which meets 2 hours before this class for 5 weeks. So now I know about active analysis. But the thing that was interesting is the first thing the teacher talked about was the importance of failing. And he was brought in to coach a movie or play that Venessa Redgrave was doing. And he said the stipulation was you're not allowed to talk for 3 days, for 3 rehearsals. Well, they were rehearsing every day. And he said Venessa was terrible. She was just awful. And then, of course, by opening night, she wiped everybody off the stage. But it's like Venessa Redgrave actively knew that what she was doing when she started was failing. And so she was actively making bad choices. I mean, it was like, all right, let me try these things. But that's an important thing to know. That's an important thing to learn. And especially because so much of the work we do now, which is not during rehearsal, but it is at home. And I think what the technique we're learning is basically, and what do I do at home? What do I do at the end of rehearsal one day, before rehearsal the next day? So at the time I'm at home, I am rehearsing. And so the question is, and what do I do? And all of us talk about this, that teach. The need to get it right. How absolutely strangling it is to the talent of an actor to get it right. A very interesting exercise that I just did in class, which was basically taking a line of dialogue, or what we were doing was taking the action, the impulse for the scene in one sentence. And so I was doing a scene with Ashish, who will probably be here. He was playing Treplieff and I was playing Dorn. A character, by the way, Douglas, I don't even remember from Seagull. It's sort of like, I want you to work on Dorn. And I thought, Dorn? But I've now made him miserable. But basically, what we did was we had this one line of dialogue, which in my scene with Treplieff was, I want to make you feel better. And so we're action, and this is all this complicated action, counteraction, and then I get all, the whole vocabulary of stuff makes me insane. But what was interesting is the way that we were encouraged to work on it was basically to just keep playing that particular action, but forcing ourselves to do it 15 different ways. So basically, and all you were doing was talking out the action. I want you to feel better. I want you to feel better. I feel better. I want you to feel better about your play. I want you, but in other words, you are forcing yourself to do it 15 different ways. And it was really interesting because what it was doing was forcing you out of, I know how to play this action. And I thought that was really interesting. And
were you asked to name the action before you played it or after you played it?
It was, all right, so the two of you were working, and what you're doing is just take one sentence. And so I think I could have taken, we could have really taken anything. I could have taken one sentence in the scene. He was playing, oddly enough, Where's Nina? And I was playing, I Want You to Feel Better. Now, the interesting thing that Sharon had us do, of course, it's really interesting for me to be acting. The interesting thing she had us do is to first just sit, and it's stuff I ask people to do, especially when I've been working with Boyu, but doing it myself was really interesting because she said, just see yourself where you are. See yourself where the scene takes place. And so the scene takes place outside where the theater is, for those of you who know Seagull. And so the plot of Seagull is Treplieff has written a play starring the love of his life, Nina, and in the midst of the play, his mother, who's a famous actress, keeps interrupting because she wants all the attention. And finally, Treplieff stops the performance and says, that's it. It's all over. So, and then everybody leaves in this. And I'd already made a decision about Dorn, the doctor, that his kind of through-line action, his inner motor, his, the whatever you want to call the character spine. Stanislavski apparently called it the character seed. And so I had decided that the character he made the piece. He was the doctor. And he kept the piece. So now everything is falling apart. So I knew what was going on. Anyway, Sharon said to see where you are. And so for the scene, and I just was in the theater, in all the chairs on the lawn, and looking up, and then she, as I do, said, get more specific. And so I got specific, and I started to look at the curtain. And then I decided, because I've, sometimes listened to Milton, to Tropical Storm Milton, and so what I decided to do then was to get more specific with the curtain. And what I gave myself was that the curtain was, there was a tear in the curtain. And the tear in the curtain gave me how angry Treplieff was. That when he closed it, he tore the curtain. I thought about it later, and I thought, yeah, the prop department would love me. But at any rate, first of all, look, I love the choices I make. I have for the past 20 years. And I thought how great that I went to the closed curtain on the stage. I mean, already everybody, and I'm thinking to myself, God, that's such a good choice. And then I got more specific and I gave the curtain a tear. Now, this goes way, way back to like technique class that I had with Stella in 1977. When she said the radiator is the set designers, the dripping rusty water is yours, and we were always encouraged to be more specific, and that we were living off of something. So I just haven't because I haven't acted in years. I haven't done it. So it was So first of all, it was really interesting to me because I didn't have to force. I still, my kind of, the spine of his character, the through line action, whatever, is to take care, to make everything calm. My specific relationship with Treplieff was that Treplieff, I built a thing. I talk out shit all the time. I talked out how badly I felt for him because of his mother being the center of attention and how he was so it all fed me in a way to feed him. But then when I was sitting there, it's like the scene is about. There may be something wrong with me, but I actually liked his play. I need to tell him. I need to be, So that particular part of the scene was being supportive, and it was great, except when I got specific and I found something to make me give me the stakes I needed to be supportive. It's when I realized he was so angry he'd torn the curtain. And so I gave myself that, and it broke my heart that he was that angry that he'd torn the curtain. And so, suddenly I could talk out the scene. All of it exercises. And so the exercises, but it's really a good play, then came out of living off of how he felt and the reason I knew how he felt was because of the curtain. And it was just interesting to me. And all of it, I do this quickly, so it didn't take that long. But it's just a matter of sitting in the place and saying, what's here? How is where I am? How does where I am feed the play? And then I can get much more specific and find things to help me. And that's where, that's where I shop. And if I do it a lot, then I find it.
I Don't Need an Acting Class is created and hosted by Milton Justice, produced by me, Walker Vreeland, and music is by Shagoi. I Don't Need an Acting Class is brought to you by weaudition.com, where you can sign up to be a virtual reader for auditions. You can also find a reader for a rehearsal or self-tape. It is the #1 resource for that purpose. And if you use the code ACTINGCLASS, you get 25% off, which makes it something like $10 a month. So check that out, weaudition.com. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you back here next time.